Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Are you ready to test your knowledge of the Scriptures? Today, we've crafted 30 true-false questions to challenge your understanding of the Bible. How much do you really know? Before we dive into the quiz, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us share the truth of God's Word with even more people. We're excited to hear about your results and join you on this journey of faith and learning. So, are you prepared to uncover the depths of your biblical wisdom? Let's get started. Question 1. God helped Joshua defeat the Amorites with an earthquake. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. According to Joshua chapter 10, verses 11 to 13, God helped Joshua defeat the Amorites by sending hailstones and causing the sun and moon to stand still. There is no mention of an earthquake in this account. The hailstones killed more of the enemy than the Israelites did by sword, and the miraculous halting of the sun allowed Joshua and his army to complete their victory. Question 2. The creature Leviathan dwelt in caves. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. Leviathan is described in Job chapter 41 as a powerful sea creature, often seen as a symbol of chaos or a mighty force of nature. There is no biblical reference to Leviathan dwelling in caves. Rather, it is portrayed as a creature of the sea, difficult to subdue and fearsome in strength. Question 3. The people of Lystra thought that Paul was Hermes, Mercury. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Acts chapter 14, verses 11 to 12, after Paul healed a man who had been lame, the people of Lystra believed that Paul and Barnabas were gods in human form. They identified Paul as Hermes, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, because he was the primary speaker, and they called Barnabas Zeus, Jupiter. Question 4. The people of Israel demanded a king from Samuel. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 4 to 5, the elders of Israel approached the prophet Samuel and demanded that he appoint a king to lead them, just like other nations. This marked a significant turning point in Israel's history as they transitioned from being led by judges to a monarchy. Despite Samuel's warnings, the people insisted, and eventually Saul was anointed as their first king. Question 5. Caiaphas' father-in-law was Zechariah. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. Caiaphas' father-in-law was Annas, not Zechariah. According to John chapter 18, verse 13, Caiaphas, the high priest during Jesus' trial, was the son-in-law of Annas, who had also served as a high priest. Zechariah was a different figure from the Bible, known as the father of John the Baptist, Luke chapter 1, verse 5. Remember to hit that subscribe and join our community to stay updated on all the amazing content we have planned. Question 6. The disciples caught 77 fish when Jesus told them to throw their net on the right side. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. In John chapter 21, verses 6 to 11, when Jesus appeared to the disciples after his resurrection and instructed them to cast their net on the right side of the boat, they caught 153 large fish, not 77. This miraculous catch occurred after the disciples had spent the entire night fishing without success. Question 7. James said that the hands are full of deadly poison. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In James chapter 3, verse 8, it is the tongue, not the hands, that is described as being full of deadly poison. James emphasizes the dangers of uncontrolled speech, comparing the tongue to a fire and stating that no one can tame it. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. Question 8. Daniel saw a great beast by the river Hiddekel. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. In Daniel chapter 10, verses 4 to 6, the prophet Daniel was by the river Hiddekel, Tigris River, when he saw a vision of a man with a dazzling appearance. Earlier in Daniel chapter 7, verses 2 to 3, he had a vision of 4 great beasts symbolizing different empires. But this vision happened before, and not at the river. The vision by the river Hiddekel was a separate event. Question 9. Bezalel was the craftsman who assisted with the building of the tabernacle. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Exodus chapter 31, verses 1 to 5, Bezalel is named as the chief artisan chosen by God to oversee the construction of the tabernacle and its furnishings. God filled Bezalel with the Spirit, giving him wisdom, understanding, and skill in all kinds of craftsmanship. Bezalel, along with Oholiab, worked on crafting the intricate designs for the tabernacle, including the Ark of the Covenant, the lampstand, and the altar. Question 10. Jehoiakim burned Jeremiah's scroll. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Jeremiah chapter 36, verses 22 to 23, King Jehoiakim of Judah burned the scroll containing the prophecies of Jeremiah. The scroll had been written at God's command and contained warnings of judgment against Judah. When the scroll was read to Jehoiakim, he became enraged and cut it with a knife, throwing it into the fire. However, God commanded Jeremiah to write the scroll again with the same words and additional content. Question 11. Aaron's wife was Elisheba. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Exodus chapter 6, verse 23, it is mentioned that Aaron, the brother of Moses, married Elisheba, sometimes spelled as Elisheba, the daughter of Amminadab and the sister of Nahshon. Elisheba became the mother of Aaron's 4 sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. This connection made Aaron's family part of the priestly lineage. Question 12. The Philistines placed the Ark of the Covenant in the house of Ashtoreth. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. According to 1 Samuel chapter 5, verses 1 to 2, after capturing the Ark of the Covenant, the Philistines brought it to the city of Ashdod and placed it in the temple of Dagon. The following day, they found the statue of Dagon fallen face down before the Ark, symbolizing God's power over their false god. Question 13. Noah sent out the dove from the Ark 3 times. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. Genesis chapter 8, verses 8 to 12. Noah sent out a dove 3 times to check if the waters had receded after the flood. The first time, the dove found no resting place and returned. The second time, the dove brought back an olive leaf, showing that the water had decreased. The third time, the dove did not return, indicating that the waters had fully receded and dry land was available. Question 14. God created the stars on the 4th day. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. According to Genesis chapter 1, verses 16 to 19, God created the stars, along with the sun and moon on the 4th day of creation. These celestial bodies were made to give light on the earth, to govern the day and night, and to mark signs, seasons, days, and years. Question 15. Jesus commanded his disciples to put the crowd of 5,000 on ships. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. Jesus did not command the crowd of 5,000 to be placed on ships. In the account of the feeding of the 5,000, Matthew chapter 14, verses 19 to 21, Jesus commanded the disciples to have the people sit down on the grass. He then miraculously multiplied 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed the entire crowd. Question 16. Miriam and Aaron spoke out against Moses because of his Cushite wife. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Numbers chapter 12, verse 1, Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of his Cushite wife. This criticism led to God's anger, resulting in Miriam being temporarily afflicted with leprosy as a punishment. God defended Moses, affirming his unique relationship with him, and after Moses prayed for her, Miriam was healed. Question 17. Cornelius met John and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. In Acts chapter 10, verses 25 to 26, Cornelius met the apostle Peter, not John, and fell at his feet to worship him. However, Peter immediately told Cornelius to stand up, saying, "I am only a man myself," correcting Cornelius and emphasizing that worship belongs to God alone. Question 18. Orpah left Naomi and stayed in Moab. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Ruth chapter 1, verse 14, Orpah, one of Naomi's daughters-in-law, chooses to stay in Moab after Naomi urges her and Ruth to return to their families following the death of their husbands. Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye and returned to her people, while Ruth chose to stay with Naomi and journey to Bethlehem. Question 19. Mordecai saved King Ahasueruss' life. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Esther chapter 2, verses 21 to 23, Mordecai uncovered a plot to assassinate King Ahasueruss, also known as Xerxes, by two of the king's eunuchs, Bigthana and Teresh. Mordecai informed Queen Esther, who passed the information to the king, and the conspirators were executed. This act of loyalty was recorded in the royal chronicles and later led to Mordecai's honor. Question 20. When the seventh seal was opened, there was silence in heaven for 7 minutes. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. In Revelation chapter 8, verse 1, when the seventh seal was opened, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour, not 7 minutes. This silence marked a dramatic pause before the following judgments were unleashed on the earth, emphasizing the gravity of what was to come. Stay with us until the end of the video to see how many Bible quiz questions you got right. Don't forget to note your score and share it with us in the comments section. Let's explore and learn more about the Bible with these fun and interesting questions. Question 21. Lamech had 4 wives. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 19, Lamech, a descendant of Cain, is recorded as having 2 wives named Adah and Zillah. There is no biblical reference to Lamech having 4 wives. Question 22. Herod believed that Jesus was John the Baptist who was raised from the dead. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Matthew chapter 14, verses 1 to 2, Herod Antipas heard about the works of Jesus and believed that he was John the Baptist raised from the dead. Herod had previously ordered the beheading of John, and his guilty conscience may have led him to this conclusion. Question 23. Esau bought a piece of land in Shechem. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. It was Jacob, not Esau, who bought a piece of land in Shechem. According to Genesis chapter 33, verses 18 to 19, Jacob purchased the land from the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, after he returned from Paddan Aram. Question 24. Hannah had only one child named Samuel. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. While Hannah is best known for giving birth to Samuel, she had more children after him. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 21, the Lord blessed Hannah with 3 more sons and 2 daughters after she dedicated Samuel to the Lord's service at the temple. So Hannah had a total of 6 children. Question 25. Laban changed Jacob's wages 10 times. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Genesis chapter 31, verse 7, Jacob complained to his wives that their father, Laban, had changed his wages 10 times during the years Jacob worked for him. Despite Laban's attempts to deceive him, God protected Jacob and ensured that he prospered. Question 26. Gideon tore down his father's altar. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Judges chapter 6, verses 25 to 27, Gideon was instructed by God to tear down his father's altar to Baal and cut down the Asherah pole beside it. Gideon obeyed, though he did it at night out of fear of the townspeople. This act marked the beginning of Gideon's role as a leader in freeing Israel from Midianite oppression. Question 27. Gideon received the name Belto Shzar. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is false. It was not Gideon, but Daniel who received the name Belto Shzar. In Daniel chapter 1, verse 7, Daniel and his companions were given Babylonian names, and Daniel's name was changed to Belto Shzar. Gideon, on the other hand, was also called Jerubbaal. Judges chapter 6, verse 32, after tearing down his father's altar to Baal. Question 28. Solomon married Pharaoh's daughter. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 1, Solomon allied with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, by marrying Pharaoh's daughter. This marriage was one of the many political alliances Solomon made during his reign, though it ultimately contributed to his downfall as his foreign wives influenced him to worship other gods. 1 Kings chapter 11, verses 1 to 4. Question 29. Jesus put spit on a blind man's eyes. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Mark chapter 8, verse 23, Jesus healed a blind man in Bethsaida by spitting on his eyes and laying hands on him. The man's sight was restored after this action. This is one of the unique methods Jesus used to heal, demonstrating his authority over illness in different ways. Question 30. 4 squads of soldiers guarded Peter in the prison. True or false? You get 10 seconds. The answer is true. In Acts chapter 12, verse 4, Peter was guarded by 4 squads of soldiers while he was in prison under King Herod's orders. Each squad consisted of 4 soldiers, and they rotated shifts to ensure Peter remained securely imprisoned. However, despite the heavy guard, an angel miraculously freed Peter from prison later in the chapter. Fantastic! What an amazing challenge that was. How well did you do on our 30 true-false questions? Whether you got every answer right or learned something new along the way, remember that studying the Bible is a journey filled with endless wisdom and discovery. If you enjoyed this quiz, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let's see how they fare in this biblical challenge. And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more quizzes and deep dives into God's Word. We'd love to hear from you, so drop your score in the comments below and let us know if you have any suggestions for future quizzes. Thank you for joining us, and may your journey with God's Word be richly blessed. See you in the next video.